What's up, guys? Lord of Mafka, aka Rogan Rhyme, back at you with another video. And in today's video, I want to talk about how being loveless for many years as a man can ruin you. I think what so many people in everyday society don't get is when a man doesn't have the experience, when he doesn't have the chance to get any affection from females around him when he's a young man, this can really warp and just make his mind just very depressing and sad. And this is just one of the only factors to that. So imagine a man who, from middle school to high school, from college up till now in your life, who were severely bullied and just made fun of by women. And that's something that most of us have in common here, to where we've had just horrible experiences with dating modern women. No matter if you're a guy that's still inexperienced, i.e., a virgin, no matter if you're a guy who can only get hookups with women occasionally, and no matter if you're a guy who used to be able to have something with women somewhat, and now you're just by yourself because they just chose to up and left you. We all have something in common: years of being loveless. Years of being loveless can create a hole in your heart. It can make you feel like nothing can really complete you anymore. It is only until when you start being alone by yourself and observing your emotions more clearly is when you can actually counter and see what's inside of you and know the actual technicalities that's causing your depression. Sometimes you have to wonder why it was you who was chosen to be made fun of, why it was you who was chosen to just be picked on and bullied and miss out on having teen love, miss out on having your prom date, miss out on having someone in your life that you can look to be a belief system. The way our society is now, with how it pits men and women against each other, there is no point in having any type of hope in just finding the one nowadays. And regardless of what I tell you, how to meditate, how to take care of yourself mentally, clearing your mind 24/7, it's never going to really fill the hole in your heart that you feel, because you've went through this crap for years. All you can really do is, by the suggestions that I'm giving you and to yourself, is just cope in healthier ways. Because who really, from a young age, planned on being alone by themselves? I don't think anyone at the age of when they're in middle school, or when they're 13, planned on being alone and just living a life of solitude, to where they have to view everyone as an enemy, especially the modern woman, for when it comes to dating them seriously or trying at all. The one thing that I get tired of hearing is people telling you you need to change your behavior. You need to be more positive. Like it's going to magically have an effect on you. No. The things that are going to have an effect on you is what you physically experience. You can't be a man in today's society and hold your head up high when you haven't had hardly any good encounters with women, or you haven't had any at all. Anytime you have men who are Chads, Tyrones, Changs, Carlitos, complaining about females ghosting them, going up to other guys, flirting with them in front of them, leaving them whenever they feel like it. What does this tell you about the dating market for men nowadays? Even if you're an attractive man deemed by society standards, you still are going to get the bad end of the stick. This is why so many men are in the sad emotional state they are in nowadays, because they have to wake up and deal with so much nonsense from life. You have to worry about what you're going to eat today. You have to worry about what clothes you're going to put on. You have to worry about what work you're going to get into. You have to worry about how you're going to sustain yourself mentally from not going crazy from all the crap you deal with. And whenever people are promoting things that are spiritual, to where I would call them, what they call themselves as light workers, right? Whenever you have someone who's claiming to be a guru of sorts, being a spiritual worker, telling you to let love and light into you, be positive, and your reality will change, they're bullshitting you. Your reality is not going to change, all because you have become a subservient simp to what people want you to be. Your reality isn't going to change because you become more gullible and just more easier to take advantage of. This is what people want you to become. And who do you think they aim this message at mainly? The men who are loveless for years, because they know they can get men that are just like this, who are looking for something to complete them, who are looking for some type of ecstasy to fulfill that hole in their life, because it feels like a black hole is inside of you when you miss out on those years of teen love, when you miss out on having that first kiss, when you miss out on having that actual emotional and connective bond with a woman. There is like it's a black hole in you that's just eating you the fuck up inside. And no one can tell me as a man that you've never felt like that, because I know for damn sure you felt like that before. Just thinking about this. But we need to talk about things like this because it brings a light to these emotions. And what can we do after we observe these emotions? We can start to accept it and integrate it into ourselves so we can actually come to a state of trying to move on with our lives. The most sad thing about this situation is for the guys that are a few years younger, from like my age, 25, and some of you guys here, right? The guys that are 16 from 21, they're going through it even bad as well, like how we are. I had one guy who was 17 years old that I interviewed a while back online. He was telling me about how a girl that was a year younger than him, 16 years old, had over 11 men that she was talking to. She had 11 men that she was talking to for dating, for sex, for just superficial and shallow things already at that young of an age. And they're out here telling these young men that they have a chance to find love. It's like they want these younger men to hurt. They want men in general to just stay stuck on stupid, just be in this whole wheel of suffering, because that's just how the system works, especially with the dating market. It's like a wheel of suffering. And if you're a man that's very unlucky to where you don't even have the genetics, you don't even have the type of aspects to try and get something out of these modern women to where you can at least get something off of them, you're just going to be in even more trouble. I mean, we already have it established. Even if you're an attractive guy like that, you're always going to face issues with women like that leaving you out of the blue. Look at Michael B. Jordan. That guy was with a woman named, if I'm correct, Lori Harvey. Look what happened between them. She got tired of dating. And this guy he's in top movies now. He's a basically an A-list celebrity now. And yet women are still leaving men like this. So imagine whenever you start really money maxing, looks maxing, what do you think you're going to get? Especially with how you're deemed as society to be unattractive. What do you think you're going to get if guys like Michael B. Jordan, Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio could just go down the list for days? What do you think you're going to get? from these women. You're going to be met with the same shaming language, the same rejection at some point. You're going to be abandoned. And that's just how it feels to be a man that is loveless for so many years of your life. You feel just abandoned. You feel alone. You have to sit up and watch sunsets by yourself. You have to sit up and be in nature by yourself without any like minded beings who are aware of the truth of this world and everything around you. You have to sit up and suppress yourself from what your body naturally wants. And this is the biggest part that most men really have to face. You have to continuously suppress yourself from what you really want in order to function in this society. This is literally how the system is made. Now, you tell me how fucked up and sadistic that is. The fact that you have to suppress your human given right to actually make bonds with people, to actually have a little circle of people that you can relate to. The fact that you can have positive energy and good understanding with society. What does this tell you about this place? Especially when it comes to dating. It's all rigged. Any man who's walking around claiming that he's just feeling like Superman, claiming that he's feeling like he's on top of the world and he's never had any type of real love from a woman in his life, he's fooling you. He's selling you a freaking dream. There is no way in hell that this man feels complete totally whatsoever without even having to experience that just even once or twice. You just can't feel good about yourself. Totally. It's impossible. And as the years go by, when you see more men just completely giving up on life, not working anymore, literally, I'm talking about not even going into work anymore, just sitting on the street, sitting in their houses. When you see men doing that even more, like how the state of Japan is getting with the dating market, especially with how just ruined and just bleak it is, to where most people aren't even having kids. You tell me when society is going to get better in that aspect, because if anything, it's never going to get better. That's the whole point of the channel, of the black pill in itself, acknowledging the dark truths that is over. You never had a chance. You got to face this, guys. I know that it's hard, it's bleak, but this is just the truth. And you can't distort the truth into what you want it to be. No, because when you try to distort the truth when you want it to be, that's when you're going to get kicked by life several times harder. So it's better to just be based in truth and actual understanding of the situation around you. Being a man who was loveless for years, it's not good. It's really not the type of man you want to be. It's not something to notion yourself of being proud of. And most men just have to come to the understanding that they just were not chosen at all. They just didn't have the chance to experience goodness. And that's about it. And when it comes to men actually trying to find some type of copes from years of lovelessness, you have to keep at that. This life is just one big cope when you look at it for what it is. And I just want you guys to understand that there's so much more than just placating to the narrative of things are just going to be normal when you somehow just turn around your financial setting and change your style and your behavior. Life does not work like that. Life only works on the consistency of you either have it already or you don't have it. And if you've never had it, you most likely you never will have it. But you guys take care. I hope you guys got something out of the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my new Instagram that I made because I am trying to get into social media, guys. I might make a Twitter X, as they call it now. But you guys take care. And like I always tell you guys, stay away from the modern woman. Thank you.